because we got to get them out there because we got to start boosting this stuff to learn. Otherwise, we're just kind of guessing. There's nothing better than the data to tell us. My opinion isn't worth crap. The data is what's telling us what's going on, right? Hello, everybody, beautiful people. This is week 4 of a 6-week process. And we said week 3, well, plumbing, week 1, goals, content, targeting, which is this week, amplification, which is running the dollar-a-day ads, optimization, which is tuning them. So last week, the assignment was making sure all of us have our 1-minute videos. Prior to that, we talked about making sure our tracking was in place through things like digital plumbing and making sure we have a strategy, making sure we know how to make the 1-minute videos. Has everybody made their 1-minute videos and posted them on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever your favorite channels are? Or have you not, right? The whole point is the accountability. Have you done it? Have you not? Are you stuck? Did you get busy? Right? The beauty is you make these 1-minute videos. Like I know Bao has this huge world-changing vision, but unless he starts making 1-minute videos about it, we really have no idea like which ones are going to work or not. They all sound good, but until we put it out there, the litmus test is the data. So what I want to see is that everyone has their 1-minute videos, that they're posted, even if they're not beautiful, even if they're not edited. I find some of the best 1-minute videos that we boost are ones that have no editing, just literally are raw, but still done in such a way that they communicate the story. You might have to tell it multiple times, you know? Rob Jensen's got tons of stories, but I think that he could tell more in a raw walk and talk kind of format instead of like the professional one, right? Like Brandon, you were going live. You've got a bunch of these great videos. I mean, every time you go live, you get 700 people. That's fantastic, right? Okay, so put it into the chat or just speak out. Where are you guys at with your 1-minute videos? Eric's got one launched or one wise. Okay, go ahead.
I did do 2 or 3, but
I saw it was Jason went by. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong screen.
Yeah, I've done 2 or 3 of them, but
Yeah.
I'm not kind of confused what to put out there, kind of.
Because you're used to long form going live and kind of the Q&A.
Yes.
Well, you break it out into different components. So remember the funnel's got 3 different stages, like we talked about last time. You know, top, middle, and bottom. And the top one, which is a why video, is you're telling stories about when I was, 15, I got in trouble with the principal, or when I was at the Canelo fight last week, I met this attractive lady. And then I discovered that she was actually the VP of AI at Google, in charge of Bard and in charge of all their AI activities. And we had dinner the next night, and she taught me all these things. And I realized, you know what? Just because they're an attractive lady doesn't necessarily, and she's got two PhDs, doesn't mean they can't be super beautiful and super sharp, right? That's just like stories, right? At the very top, middle is you're sharing knowledge. And when I was with Anya, who's the VP of AI at Google, at her house, I learned a couple things about how Google's approach to AI was different than ChatGPT, about how they're using real trusted results to get around hallucination, how they have real-time stuff that's built on the search engine instead of data from September 2021, and how they have the larger infrastructure and so middle of the funnel is I'm sharing knowledge. So 1 minute to share knowledge. And then the call to action, which I think some people, maybe Lindsay, you were struggling with, is it was actually Melissa was struggling with the what is that's straight up the call to action, which is, hey, I've created this course, or book a phone call, or, attend the webinar that I have, right? Jason can make the same sort of pitch saying, hey, you want to start your pressure washing business, put your email below, and I'm going to walk you through a 6-week program on how to do whatever it is, or the 10 steps, the 10 mistakes people make when they start a pressure washing business. I want to share with you those tips. What email should I send it to? It's just a straight up call to action. I want you to do something. A call to action is to take action. So any content you have can be broken into these 3 phases. If you try to do all of them at the same time, you're going to end up mixing chocolate milk and coffee and Coca-Cola and orange juice. And it's not going to work, right? So the beauty of 1-minute videos is you're pushing stuff into the system that are discrete little components that later we can remix and optimize.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. And you'll see we have a course on 1 minute videos. You can go through them, see examples of different ones that are why, how, and what. And the most common one is going to be the what. So think about a sandwich. You have kind of a bun at the top of the bottom, maybe you're keto, so it's like lettuce. And in the middle, you have the knowledge that you're sharing. So most of the time you're going to be spending sharing how. So I did a webinar this morning for personal injury attorneys on how to use ChatGPT. And it was example after example, how to do this, how to do this, how to do this. You know, Rob Jensen's got a ton of real estate experience in Las Vegas. So he can share lots of examples and lots of knowledge about this. Oh, Tamara says, where do you find the 1 minute video course? I have a special thing for you guys here. Go to academy.blitzmetrics.com and you'll see here, everything here, you guys, we are giving you access to. I know technically you come in for $1 a day or whatnot, but we'll give you everything here. There's this course here on how to make 15-second videos. Sweet. And there's a 1 minute video course. Anything you don't have, you can see Mike is here. Mike, say hi. Tell everyone who you are, say hi. Can't hear you. You got to unmute.
Your microphone is muted.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hello, everyone. My name is Mike, and I'm with operations. I work with Dennis, and I've been with him for more than a year now.
Yeah. And so Mike's job is to make sure all you guys are getting what you want. If you're ever confused about what's the next step, what's the checklist, there's literally like digital plumbing was the first phase. There's a module on every one of these phases that we have. And you'll see here that, you know, like even with digital plumbing, step by step, this is a whole course unto itself. You don't need to implement everything in every single course. Just implement the most important things. There's 137 courses in here. So good luck trying to implement everything. It's like going to the library and thinking, wow, the library's got so many books. I should never go to the library because it's so confusing. No, just when you go to the library, you just do one thing at a time, one book at a time. You don't need to check out every single book in the library, okay? It's easy to get overwhelmed thinking that you need to do all of it. Okay, so the 1 minute video, so you got to use search. So 1 minute. Yeah, here, how to create 1 minute videos. There's a 1 minute video course. The price is free for you guys. If you already have it all unlocked, you might have to come in and sign in, because if you're not signed in, it's going to assume that you're not a member. But you guys should all, if you sign in, everything should then say it's already paid for. And if not, then just message Stephanie at blitzmetrics.com, which Mike is able to answer to. There actually is no Stephanie in our company. Would you see Stephanie as an operations email? And this is something I learned many, many years ago from some other, because when you message Stephanie versus when you message operations, you're going to behave a little differently, because you think like Stephanie is the name of like a 22-year-old, college student or whatever. So, versus Stephanie is actually operations at blitzmetrics.com. Yeah. But anything you need, just message Stephanie and all of it will be here. So if you're watching this live or on the replay, any of these courses you can have. We will just unlock them. Doesn't matter what it is. There's the ones that are by vertical. So some folks are doing coaching, other people, they're doing real estate. We have ones that are specific for each type. I don't think we have any for like TV, wall mounting, but that's okay. Like all service businesses are basically the same kind of thing. Okay. So the one you should already have started with is what we call the social amplification engine. And that's 6 phases. That's why we have 6 weeks. So you see social amplification engine. There's an overall summary of this, but each of these modules has its own course, right? Plumbing, goals, content, targeting, which is this week. Last week was content, right? How do you make the 1 minute videos? Why, how, and what, which is this ACC funnel, and then 3x3 video grid, which is the top 3 you have in each of these 3 areas. Yeah, just to give you an overview, if you're confused, like how this framework works or what program you bought, like how it fits together. The key is getting these 1 minute videos, because then, as we'll talk about in a few minutes, how do we figure out who needs to see these videos? Because if you don't choose the right audience, you're not going to get the 10% engagement rate that we're looking for. And then the whole point of $1 a day is amplification, boosting posts. So if you have the right content, you know who it's going to go to, then boosting posts is actually very easy. And we'll cover that in 2 weeks. And then in 3 weeks, we're going to cover optimization. We're going to look at a bunch of the boosted posts and then figure out which ones are doing the best, which ones you should make different variations on, which ones you put more money on, this kind of thing. So our live sessions here are not to teach the program. You already have all this training here. These sessions here are to troubleshoot, to look at your data, to do Q&A, right? Just to provide live support for where you guys are. Okay. Oh, Melissa's here. Here she is. Okay. Let's see other questions that are here. Rob says, we uploaded 3 knowledge videos for the middle of the funnel and uploaded them for the group to review. We'll shoot more tomorrow. Okay. Very good. Henry says you're confused. Are you still confused, Henry? I'm here for you guys, right? Right. You tell me, what do you guys want to cover? Main thing is I want to make sure you got your 1-minute videos, because then at least we have something we can start boosting, right? And we'll talk, and once we get past this, we'll talk about how we're going to boost a little bit differently, how the targeting is a little different on each of these channels. All right. All right. Who wants to be brave and share their 1-minute videos so we can start looking at them, evaluating, maybe boosting
So this is
them.
Rob. Hi, Dennis. So yeah, we'd love
Hey,
to,
Rob.
we got 3 of them up. We'd love to be brave and go first. I've got a couple of housekeeping questions that you might have answered in the course. We haven't gotten through all of it.
Okay.
So in terms of when we run these $1-a-day campaigns, when it comes to reels, normally what we've been doing with our reels, our 1-minute stuff, is we post it on Instagram and then it just automatically also goes on Facebook. But then when I'm going through and looking at sort of the metrics to see which ones are getting those 10%, you know, it's kind of blending things a little bit. Like and is it better to just post things separately instead of letting it auto repost?
Okay, you're asking a pro-ish question. Let me show you something, okay? So Instagram is part of Facebook. Well, Meta, whatever they call themselves. And YouTube is part of Google. So I'd like to use the system that was created by the mothership, right? So when we're boosting on Facebook, I like to have it automatically boost to Instagram. But you can boost directly from Instagram. So let me show you. So if I go to my Instagram and I look at any of the stories or videos that I have, I go to my profile. I can take any one of these, like here, the $1-a-day program. I can take this and I can hit the blue boost button. So I can boost directly inside Instagram. So a lot of people think, well, let's just boost here, right? So easy, right? You can, but here, I'll show you. If I look at these insights, I end up paying more money. And I don't have targeting. So here you can see from the ad stamp, it's kind of hard to read on my phone here, but here it says that, because I'm always testing. I've always been boosting from every channel, even though I know you're not supposed to boost from Instagram. I'm always testing because, Facebook and Google, they release products and the initial version of their products are terrible, but then they make it better and better until eventually it's like, oh, it works. So I've had a lot of things where it sucked initially for the first year and then it got better. And then other people are like, oh, well, that doesn't work. I tried it a year ago. Yeah, you're right. It sucked a year ago, but it's actually worth using now. So I'm spending my money to tell you when it's worth doing or not. So you can see like this one from an ad standpoint, it reached 31,000 people. I had 273 website visits, which is the goal I'm choosing. That's usually the best goal on Instagram as opposed to driving engagement. And you can see all the other pieces. I mean, this is not bad. It's basically $1 a click, right? I spent $330, 273 website clicks. I can see from my Google Analytics what happened to these people. Did they sign up, right? And I can see that, but the breakdown on like gender and demographics and all this is weak. And even though Instagram is part of Facebook and it shares a lot of the same infrastructure, it's just going to be so much better boosting from Business Manager, which covers all placements, in which, right, there's 30 something placements you could have. The mobile news feed, inside Messenger, inside Marketplace, Instagram, desktop news feed, like there's all the places you can show your ads. So it's just better to boost from there. But sometimes maybe you just want to drive something inside Instagram, right? But my favorite thing is if I'm on Facebook and I have a professional profile or a public figure page. So this is my actual regular profile. I can look at this same post and I can boost it. Let me just show you. Probably better on the desktop to show you. Okay. Okay. Look, Rob, you can see this? See my
Yes.
screen here? Okay.
Yes.
So now on my profile, so this is my regular profile. You used to not be able to do this. This only happened in the last 2 weeks, as far as I know. So this is a profile. The last time you could have boosted from a profile, I want to say it was like 7 years ago, which was really cool. And it worked for like a month and then they took it away, which pissed me off. But here I can pin a post. So whatever my most powerful post is, whatever is the highest authority, meaning like whatever shows that I'm the most successful or the most interesting or whatever, or the best performer, I can boost the post from here, right? And then, oh yeah, yesterday I was with my friend Dr. Lyons at Cocoon. I can boost that post. Why would I boost this post? This could be a great top of funnel post. And Facebook, with their algorithm, because they know who's going to engage. If I look at who engages here, it's going to be other people that care about healthcare, because they've probably seen who this guy is, and if they've engaged with multiple posts about me with Oxygen Water or in Las Vegas, where you are, Rob, then I can actually just boost to the automatic audience. Or if I'm Rob, I would just boost to Las Vegas because I'm only selling, gated community, the stuff in Las Vegas. Or if I'm, I'm hanging, or I'm, Brandon, I would boost nationwide because I'm not doing just one city, right? But if I'm hanging TVs in Michigan, I would just boost that area. But when I boost, I can boost to any of my saved audiences. So when I look in Business Manager, then, and I have my audiences that are already created. If my audiences are already created, they're going to show up in the drop down when I'm boosting that post. Okay. So I can see how my different boosts are performing. Look, this one was boosted directly from Instagram. You see, I boosted this from Instagram, and some of them are going to be boosted on Facebook. But look at what's going on just for fun for Instagram, because that's kind of your question, boosting on Instagram versus on Facebook.
Well, no,
Look at
hold
how
on.
much.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So sorry, but the first question, and then on to leads to the second question is, when posting, not boosting yet, when posting, let's just say we
Yeah.
have a knowledge reel that's 60 seconds. Normally, we've been
Yeah.
putting it on Instagram and letting it meta auto post it on Facebook as well.
Yes, do that.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, because then when it's I actually I prefer posting from Instagram first, because when it's a reel, Facebook is competing with TikTok, so they're super mad about TikTok, and so they're giving us extra juice when we post it as a reel. So literally anything that would be like a post, just post it as a reel. And that it'll just get way more traffic. Even like a crappy post will get way more traffic as a reel. Just make sure you choose music. Make sure you choose like the big text over the top, like we talk about in the 15-second video course, where I show like in the beginning, put the big words over the top, right? Like literally here, this course talks about how you do that, right? Or if I literally go to TikTok, literally just what you put on Instagram Reels, just do what's working on TikTok. You see this? There's the big text. There's all the big text. See the big text? See that? Very easy. Just put the big text. I hate how it's going to be. Okay, see? Big text, right? If I look at the top ads in the TikTok ads library, you're going to see all the top ads are this way. Oh, shoot. Where is it? I forgot the URL for this. Business. Is it this one? Shoot, it's not that one. I forgot the URL. Actually, I'll do this. Facebook ads library. Here. Same thing. So all the top ads have the big text at the very beginning to keep people from scrolling, so that way they don't just, all ads. I'll just do real estate, whatever. Okay. You know, you can spy on everyone else's ads, right?
Oh.
See, they have the text. Just because you see ads here doesn't mean it's necessarily working, but everyone has the big text on the thumbnails, just like with YouTube, right? These ones aren't very, very good. Most of these real estate people have no idea what they're doing. These are actually terrible. Okay, this one's closer. Here's the big text, right? I like to have it slightly diagonal, just because I think it's like looks more social media. Grant Cardone, big text, right? That goes straight into the video. Here, big text, right? This is all done by my friend Ryan McGinn, who does this for Grant and Alex Hermosi and some, big text. Okay, so you post, if you post to Instagram, you can post to Twitter and Facebook at the same time. See? Because when you here on Instagram, if I make a post, hit the plus, and I've connected my Facebook and my Twitter, I can cross post to all these other places at the same time. So if, let's say I'm just taking this bottle of Cocoon, okay, and I say next, and I say, something about this, you see down here, I can share to my Facebook and my Instagram at the same time if I've connected them inside my settings. You see that? So to Rob's question, you don't have to start from Instagram, but it's a 3-in-1. When you post to Instagram, you post to Twitter and Facebook at the same time as a reel too, which also gives you more power. The way you configure that, you can see it in our setup already, but you come here and you click on the hamburger menu to get to the settings, and you can settings here, and you can have the other linked accounts. So you come here and so you see under the account, it's easy to find. You could even ask ChatGPT, but you can see the where is it? I was just under this one. Where's the one where I just have the other linked accounts? Somewhere here you can connect your Facebook and do it inside your business center too. Yeah, under account and sharing to other apps. Here it is, sharing to other apps. And that's where you connect everything else. Okay. Pretty cool that you can get all of them together, 3-in-1. By the way, even though you can cross post to Twitter, I like to post natively to Twitter because then it shows this other like weird link instead of like posting natively to Twitter will give you the full image and whatnot. Oh, Tamara says, what's the significance of big text? Well, that's how you get people to stop scrolling, because most people are operating with sound off. So you want to say like, what is the thing that you're talking, like have the big text right there, because people are not going to sit and wait for you to say the words. They just need to instantly decide because they're scrolling. They're scrolling really fast. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Rob, or Rob's associate, did you want to share some videos, or we can look at your account, or maybe you want to screen share so we can take a look at your
they're up
videos.
on the Facebook group. We posted them.
Oh, you did? Okay, let's go there real quick. And then anyone else who has something to review, post it here into the chat or just yell it out. And don't think like this is the only time you can ask questions. You can absolutely ask questions in the group. Or if it's an emergency, just ping me, right? Okay. Where's the, oh, this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I looked at this a little bit earlier. Okay, good. So Rob's wearing a microphone. This is good.
Yep.
Number one thing that ruins video is bad sound. Okay, here, let's play this one.
Pools like this, you just can't get any more. As of September 1st, 2022, the Las Vegas Valley Water District restricted the size of the swimming pools to a maximum of 600 square feet. This one behind me is 1,050 square feet. So if you'd like a home with a pool of this size, you're going to need to find one in a home that's already been built. I'm Rob, broker owner of the Rob Jensen Real Estate Company, where we help people buy.
This is good. Now what I would do is I would add the big text at the very beginning. And I'd also choose a background music that is not commercial, just like you have with TikTok and Instagram Reels. You choose the music, and I'd lower the music down to 10%, and I put your volume up to 100%. You know what I'm talking about on that part? So that's good. Yeah, this gets their attention. You have motion, you have the pool in the background. Most people will have the pool in the background, but then they have a static shot because they put it on a tripod or whatnot, but you have some motion, that's good. You might even put in some B-roll just to capture the attention. So in the first 3 or 4 seconds where you're trying to get their attention, you might cycle between picture of a pool, 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 pool. So keep the voiceover that you have, but then weave in the B-roll a bunch of pools, right? Just to get their attention, because it's, I forgot who it was that said it, but basically every 6 seconds, you have to have a change. You have to have like a visual stimulation, like some text or changing to B-roll or whatever. Otherwise, people just, their ADD goldfish brains just move on to something else. So like you literally just flash another pool or flash this other thing or flash a picture of the Las Vegas rules change to just to keep it going, right? And that's why a lot of people, they go too far with the Alex Hormozy effect. So they do this. You don't have to go this far. Let me just show you. What they'll do is like the whole like dinging and get people's attention and B-rolls and like this goes too far. Just watch this. This is going too far.
Infinite content creation.
A few months. You know about deep fakes, which we've seen in the movies. We know that Hollywood can make things happen. But to your point, now you and I can do that on the phone. And that's what's really caused with revolution, is that anybody can do it now. And you don't need.
How far out do you think we are before infinite content?
You see, that's going too far. That's like a caricature, basically. So if you find something, let's say this video starts to do well, then you can edit it. You can add more editing against it to make it fancier. A lot of people think once you make the video, it's done. You can't change it. No, you absolutely can. But what I like to do is put initial stuff out here like this raw. I would just go ahead and boost it as it is. Then if it's good, then I would invest in a little bit more editing and whatnot, right? So you don't have to go all the way.
Right, so in terms of starting these, now do we just roll these out just as dark posts for now to test them and then?
No, I don't believe in dark posts. I used to. Well, dark posts are going to be like a special for people that you don't want anyone else to see that content. I would put everything out there organically, wide open, public, not friends only, not like, whatever. Because even on a page, you can choose like only a certain city or whatever can see it. I just put it out there completely public and boost it.
Got it. And then
And
just
because
there's three of them, put them all up at the same time. Don't worry about like spacing.
Don't worry about spacing it out unless you have 100,000 fans and you're a professional entertainer, sports media entertainment. Like a lot of people say, well, I got 10 videos. I should like space them out once per day and post them at 10 a.m. Pacific. And like, no, it doesn't matter. If it's a midnight, I don't care. Just post them all at once. Yeah, but everyone's going to see them all at once. No, they're not. 2% of people are going to see, 2% of your fans are going to see your stuff. Okay. So believe me, there's no issue. We've been doing this for a long time. Do not worry about inundating your people with too much, like it doesn't happen. That's some fantasy that you have. If you had that kind of problem, that'd be a great problem to have. Your problem is you're not even seen for most people.
And then just start with the $1 a day for the 7 days right out of the gate. Wait.
That's right. Don't even worry about it. If you do not have 100,000 fans, and if you are not a professional entertainer, content creator, influencer, just make your videos, post them, and let this, because the whole thing is we have to gather data as quickly as possible. So let's just look at what's going on. And then maybe if you want to share your screen, we can look at the stats. Otherwise, I'm just going to guess at what we have here.
The most expensive home sales in Las Vegas.
Okay, so you're wearing a microphone, but the sound is not coming from the microphone. You hear that? You can see he's wearing a microphone, but listen to the sound. It's a good hook. Some of the most expensive home sales in Las Vegas. Oh, and I would even put the big text. Most expensive home sales in Las Vegas. I would include the city and I would include what the topic is. And let's see what else he has to say.
Images of summer. Currently, as of mid-May, there are 9 homes under contract, which range from 1 to 10 million.
This is great that he's doing it at the home. All of us should be doing the thing that we're doing instead of like with the fake wall background or in the video studio. There's a certain place where you have the video studio, but the walk and talk cell phone where they can see the background, or you're actually pressure washing, you're actually installing a TV, you're doing the thing that you're doing is what's compelling. So he's providing some stats. Just understand that this is a good start, but the fact that he said, in mid-May, there's 10 homes that are under contract or something, by saying that, you're now making this content non-evergreen. So you can't run this in June or July anymore. So I'm not saying never mention a date or whatever, but just know that when you mention a date that it now makes it so you can't boost that post for very long. It now becomes, it expires, if that makes sense.
Right now, we're in 58 questions.
And by the way, if this is something that you want to keep talking about, you could take this same video and just edit out that as of mid-May, right? Then you could keep using it, right? So you don't have to remake the video. Absolutely, you can edit the videos.
Wow. Sale for 8.5 million. It's a beautiful home. I'm Rob, broker owner of the Rob Jensen Real Estate Company, where we help people buy and sell guard-gated luxury real estate.
This is great. See, now it feels like you're with Rob. There's a lot of credibility because he's inside an $8.5 million house. He's not at Whole Foods. He's not sitting in some office, whatever, because that's cool. You guys are sitting in an office, but the fact that you're there at this house, you're not trying to be Ryan Serhant or whoever, right? But you can show like, this is what I deal with, luxury real estate. These are the kinds of houses that I might be interested in. If I'm a potential buyer or a seller, this is great. So this is excellent. So good job, Rob. Let's look at your third one. Oh, now you're outside the home. Okay, great. I find the outside walk and talks for some reason seem to get more engagement, especially if you can shift to B-roll on the interior as well. But let's see what we have.
Max Pacioretty of the Vegas Golden Knights was transferred to the Carolina Hurricanes. So he sold his home for 11.
So this is where you might want to have a little logo of the Vegas Golden Knights or something just to show that this is Las Vegas, right? Because you have to immediately establish the relevancy that this is Las Vegas, this is luxury real estate. The fact that you're standing in front of the home and you're talking, pretty much, we already know you're a real estate agent, right? But we need to make it very obvious that this is like Summerlin or whatever it is. And then it's like, then it shows like you are without you having to boast, it's like, oh yeah, well, I'm the real estate agent for this professional athlete, right?
That's it, right behind me. 42 Crescent Cloud, 10,181 square feet with a 6-car garage. I'm Rob, broker owner of the Rob Jensen Real Estate Company.
Is this your client, Rob?
No, so the house I was just at our listing is on the same street, and then this one
Okay.
just sold, and so I thought it would be fun to that's why Rob.
Oh, yeah.
It is because it sold
Okay.
and we didn't represent anybody in the transaction. I thought it'd be a fun thing to report on because it was $11 million and had a
It is, and it shows that you're connected with the neighborhood. You know what's going on. People like, it's just cool. You want to work with an agent who knows what the deal is. So that's awesome. Okay, those are all great. Let's boost them and see how they do, and see
Cool.
which of them does better. That's excellent. Okay, so we have some other people. Migraine triggers. Do you have some? Melissa posted some in the group. Okay.
Yeah.
Sean. Okay, let's see what Sean's got. Let's click on his. Oops, I got this little thing in the way here. All right, Mr. Sean, ready for anything. We've got.
I had to rent 2 different rental cars because of travel and some other circumstances. And I've had to realize that I had to be flexible and ability.
Okay, so people are going to probably stop watching because of the sound, because it's so noisy. When you're like at a hotel or where there's a bunch of cars and outside, you probably want to wear a microphone, or you have to hold the phone closer to your face. But I don't like to have the phone so close to my face to get better sound. So
what else I noticed? I noticed that it didn't show the image I put at the beginning with the text too. I started using this thing called Creator Studio that Facebook has, but
yeah.
Should I just use something else, do you think?
No, Creator Studio is fine. They've made it better. They're basically trying to copy TikTok's Video Studio. They're just a weak copy. Let's see, but maybe in the thumbnail it'll show. Well, let's see. Yeah, I commented on this one a little bit earlier.
Right.
I know you put your face in the corner because you're trying to show like there's these people that are like in transit or something, but okay, well, did you boost it anyway just to see what happens?
Not yet.
It doesn't hurt to boost. I mean, whatever, you're out $7, but at least we learned something.
Mhm.
And then this cover, this doesn't really matter as much. I mean, it's only when people come to your profile. People typically don't ever go to your profile. They just click on your post and they go to whatever the thing is that you have. So, okay, wealth GPS. Okay, so your text is here. You can have this stay just for the first few seconds and move around. It doesn't have to stay here the whole time, you know.
I wonder what, I started using this app called InShot for my videos, so I wonder if I should use something else. Maybe just like,
InShots
yeah,
doesn't matter. They're all the same. Yeah. And TikTok has the most popular one.
it might be good to
Okay.
use TikTok just so it looks like other things that are popular.
Yeah, well, the biggest thing is using an iPhone. And this I've tested this and asked a lot of other people who are big influencers or just successful entrepreneurs. For some reason, we don't quite understand why iPhones do better on social media. They just do. And maybe it's the iPhone user, but just iPhones do better. Okay. So just if one, you don't like an iPhone for whatever reason, just switch to an iPhone because it just, for some reason, they do better. Okay. Their videos do better. I don't know, the way they do color or something. Okay. So these are not getting engagement yet because it's a brand new page with what, like 3 likes or something. Oh, 50. Okay. But boosting is how you get around this.
Yeah.
Advisory posts and trending in the financial industry. Okay. Let's see if it's clear. Okay, good. You have yourself speaking, background video, book a strategy session. I think you should have one main call to action. If you have multiple calls to action, people then get confused. So big rule in landing pages is have one main call to action. Anything you have, you want to cross post to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these other sorts of places. Okay, are you serving a particular region, Sean?
I'm licensed in a few states, but no, I'm pretty much nationwide.
Okay. What is your highest authority piece of content? Oh, you have nothing on this website. No one's coming to this website yet.
Yeah, I just got the URL.
Okay. So you need to have a creator profile or on like Market Scale, these other places, so we can make you look good. Remember, I was showing you guys this. This is something that would cost you $2,500 a month. I'm just giving it to you.
Yeah,
We'll
I got
submit
I got the email from Jacob. I'm gonna
Okay, good.
set up.
3 media requests. So we have this kind of stuff, and then we can $1 a day promote this kind of stuff. This is a DR73 you can see here, right? So this will help you with SEO over time, not instantly. One link alone is not going to be enough, but that'll help you. And then as you get more traffic here, and because the thing is, a lot of these, you're going to have a call to action at the end. If there's a, hey, book a call with me or whatever at the end, where you explain something, and then there's a clear call to action. Hey, if you'd like to have a one-on-one private chat, I mean, happy to talk with you. And then you can choose when you boost the post to promote the link instead of boosting engagement. You should only do that maybe 1 out of 5 times, 1 out of 6 times, not every time, because when you choose website click, right, the link as the objective, your cost goes way up.
Okay.
Yeah. So just do it only when there's a clear call to action, but most of it should be like you're sharing knowledge just to try to, you know, build those touches, because you got to get to 50, 60 touches to drive a client. That's just kind of what it is, right? So you're making these 1-minute videos, which is great. If you have ones with clients, even better, especially snippets of Zoom calls. If it's just you, that's fine in the very beginning, but the more you can show who you're with and what you're doing, the better it is. I know it's tougher with things that are like not physical, like Rob Jensen's like real estate. That's pretty obvious that lends itself to a physical view.
Right.
But if it's just you, it's not as good as showing you engaging with clients, because people want to see who your clients are and be able to say, oh, I kind of identify with that guy's situation, you know, this other guy or whatever. Right. Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. So keep going. Okay. So let's see. Ron has, oh, there's a mic. Okay, cool. Tamara says, what happened to, yeah, go ahead.
So, I did this through my Facebook, but actually Spencer that's here with me is the one that's doing this stuff for me. And he's not in that group. How can we get him in that group so that
Just have him request, and then Mike is here so he can see that.
okay. And what's the name of the group again?
Sending the link right now in the chat.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Tamara says, what happened to the 5-minute video you requested we send to Stephanie earlier in a meeting? I don't remember. What was that? I think I'm old and senile. What was that? Tell me again, Tamara.
It was earlier, and then you were going to boost those or take snippets of them.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you have Yeah. So if you
David
have a,
did-
You-
David
if you
did
have a
send
YouTube
it.
video. Okay. If you have a article, just like, the ones that we have here, or if you have a YouTube video, I will boost it for you on my own dime and I'll put it through here. Some of these ones that you gave me, I've already started boosting because you put it in the group, and then Mike can boost and other folks can as well. You can decide whether you like clicks and shares. I kind of like shares more, but you can see this is my friend who is in Maryland. He's done $2 billion of real estate transactions. So he's getting a lot of shares. And some of you guys are, some of the ones you gave me here, some lawyers. Yeah, some of these are doing pretty well. So just give these to us, and these get distributed through Buffer, which means they get social sharing on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and some other places.
Okay, so
And
I
the
need the
thumbnail's
video,
important.
the video that David created. We need to put it to YouTube, and you need the YouTube link.
YouTube is probably the easiest one, but if
Okay.
you have it on WordPress and you have some like Open Graph tags enabled, then we can do that as well. But if your site sucks, then just use YouTube as a starting point.
Okay.
Yeah. So
We'll do that.
I'd literally do, I mean, you might even have YouTube videos that feature you that you don't even know about. Let's see, Sean Hurdle, let's see. So maybe there's one of these ones, but you want to make it so it's actually informative. It's not just selling.
Just like a financial. What is your wealth GPS?
What
Oh
the heck
wow,
is that?
I forgot to edit. I forgot to edit that one.
That's interesting. Okay. Well, these are shorts. But we could take any one of these. How many videos I'll get one more subscriber. Now you doubled your subscribers just like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So you have our videos here. Are Gen Z college students better prepared than millennials? Come on now. Than millennials.
I think ChatGPT did that.
Oh, we'll blame the AI. Okay. Let's see. What else we got? Okay, so Mike's helping us out. Okay, good. Who else has some 1-minute videos for review, or who's stuck and hasn't made their 1-minute videos? Because we got to get them out there, because we got to start boosting this stuff to learn. Otherwise, we're just kind of guessing. There's nothing better than the data to tell us. My opinion isn't worth crap. The data is what's telling us what's going on, right? And there's no excuse for making 1-minute videos, right? Parker, how much effort is it to make a 1-minute video? It takes more time to make the excuse. Okay.
It takes 1 minute.
And you don't even have to post it in the group. Just post it. It's great. Yeah. Like Bao, I want to see your 1-minute videos, man. We've been talking stuff. We've had a lot of back and forth in chit chat. You could invest that effort into making your 1-minute videos about the concepts about the earth and what's going on, right? And Pangea and whatever, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get some video editor, Fiverr or.
Nah, you don't need a video editor. Just make your point. Do this point this thing at your face and say, did you know about, whatever. It's just like, hey, I remember when this one thing happened, or I read this article and here's what I'm thinking about it. Or here's, just start making 1-minute videos. Don't worry about trying to be perfect. You do not need a video editor. Just go. You can edit them later. Post it. You can edit it later after it's been posted.
The other part I'm thinking, do not waste the traffic. I want to get a full funnel set up before I start to post.
No. That's the perfectionism that leads to doing nothing. Get it out there.
Okay.
You're going to adjust your funnel along the way. People have this idea that they're going to wait until they have every step of the funnel ready. They're going to launch it like it's some grand opening and everything's perfect. Yeah, Jason's laughing because he knows it's not like that. Mr. Jason just goes live. Hey, Jason, when you go live, do you know exactly what word you're going to say and whatever, and everything's all exactly planned out?
I have no clue most of the time.
How many people showed up to your last live?
Over 100. Usually I'm about 100.
And you did it multiple times. And you might have said, yeah, but I've already, I already did that live. Why would I go live again? Look, he freaking did this like yesterday or the day before. Like, how many times have I've seen? Here, let's go look at your thing. Okay. Like literally, look.
I go live
What a
twice
great
a week.
Look, he did 2 days ago, 6 days ago, 9 days ago. He's getting 1,000 views on each of these. And I mean, it's nice that he's got 40,000 subs. That's cool too. But here's the other thing. So Jason, so when you're going live and you're talking about this stuff, sometimes like stuff happens, you get a great idea, someone comments, you can clip out stories from there and then repost those as shorts and stories and reels and all that, as tweets and all that, right?
So I've tried to do that with my VA, but they have not done very well. That's why I've if you go to my shorts, a lot of my last shorts are all clips of my talking.
Okay. Well, that's not bad. A few hundred views. What do you mean not done very well? This looks great to me.
I'm just not happy with it for some reason.
For what reason?
Like they are starting to get more views up here at the end. And a lot of it has to do because we started putting pressure washing stuff versus just talking head. So the non-talking head are obviously getting way better than talking head videos.
Well, plus in the very beginning, because everything's based, especially with shorts, or the shorter the video, the more the hook counts. If I know this is pressure washing tips, and YouTube knows I've been watching pressure washing, I'm going to show up on the side. So if I click on one of your videos and it sees that I'm washing, hey, $800 in 5 hours, and okay.
Today we're getting ready to leave the house.
So if I stay and I watch this video for more than 4 or 5 minutes, on the right side here, it's going to start showing me more things related to pressure washing, right?
Yeah.
And because I've been watching Rob Jensen's videos, now it's showing me all this luxury real estate stuff, right? So this is actually what's driving your videos. I'm sure you could look in your analytics and your YouTube studio and see that probably 50-60% of your video views are coming from these recommended videos easily, right? You can still run $1 a day to them as well, right? So to your point, do what Jason's doing.
If I do $1 a day to them, is there, am I just doing so that they show up? Is that how I'm doing those in?
I want to run $1 a day as pre-roll, even though you can run ads in many different places, right? I like the TrueView ads, where those are the annoying ones where you have to watch this ad before you can watch the thing. I've got premium on, so it's not doing that to me. I only do that for you guys because I don't want you to sit and wait while the ad is playing. But those are the ads I like to run.
Okay.
Because then I have to earn their attention for 30 seconds and I'm only charged per view. Okay. I can run pre-roll ads, which are 6-second ads on YouTube, which is fine. And those are like straight up call to action. Good for remarketing, especially if you have a big enough audience. But I love running TrueView ads because then when you make your 1-minute video, you're trying to disqualify people because you only get charged once it goes to 30 seconds, right? So you're actually trying to get people to not watch. Like, are you in this situation? If not, please leave this video. You're trying to get people to not continue because you only get charged 30 seconds. And then that last 30 seconds, now you're trying to convince them to join you on a live or download your thing or put your email in this thing or whatever it might be, the call to action, right?
Okay.
Yeah, subscribe, whatever it is you're trying to get people to do. You can use ads for whatever. I mean, this is great. You have these subscribers. I think this is really where your base is. And this is probably worth as much as 40,000 in an email list.
Right.
Yeah. So then people will see your stuff and eventually they'll come here to your site, which actually has got a lot of power. Yeah, we looked at this before, 53. This is great.
It's growing.
And so your search traffic and your YouTube traffic are kind of complementing each other is what it looks like here.
Yes.
And now if we were able to get a few more SERP features on your top terms. So here, pressure washing business, medium keyword difficulty, 3,700 people a month are searching on that. That's a lot. Now you want to dominate. Anyone who's searching pressure washing business, this is your audience right here. You're only getting 110. I mean, 110 is good. That's, 110 of the 3,700, but I kind of want more than that. I would like to have 1,000 of these 3,700. I like 10 times that. But that's because you moved up from position 31 to 9. So you're now kind of on the first page. But imagine we move this up a little bit on this blog, guide to starting this is your most powerful URL.
And it's not even that. I just did that one not too long ago.
And it's showing up. You're getting most of this traffic is showing up because it's in your PAA. And people will also ask, and in the local pack, which is interesting. even though I can't imagine this is like a local thing because they could start a pressure washing business anywhere. But if we look at this here, I'll just zero in on this one URL, and all you guys can do this as well. And if you want us to audit, or I can pull the data, or any of our people can pull this data, because you have to pay a few $100 a month for these tools. So you don't have to do that. We'll do it for you. But if we look at this page,
I just put that in March 7th, so it's not even that old of a page either.
so look. So the website is powerful at a 53 and ranks on 759 keywords. This one page on the website is so powerful. This one blog post, it's got 126 keywords of your 759. This one page is carrying your site. Let me tell you guys something interesting. I want to use Jason's site as an example for all the rest of you guys to illustrate something that's changed in the world of SEO, which has really surprised me that this would happen so soon. Do you see how this page has no authority? How is it? Well, so this page has no authority because it has no links to it from no domains. But how is it that it's getting a third almost, it's getting a quarter of his search traffic, and it's getting a fifth of all the keywords? You see that? I'll tell you why. It's because when people come to this post, they watch this video, and that counts as engagement on the site. So what is Google doing with SEO? What's the change in SEO? People spending time on your website is a larger ranking factor than links. That is a shock for people that do SEO professionally, which means that search is becoming more like social media. So you have all these tips. This is actually a helpful blog post. So the fact that people are coming on here, you can look in your Google Analytics and we can prove it, Jason. But I bet you the average time on this page is like 10 minutes. So when Google sees that people spend all this time and they're scrolling and they see all this kind of stuff here, and especially they stop and linger and watch this video that you have at the top, this is the number one reason that's driving you SEO.
And that was one of my lives that I did for one of my lives, and I just linked that video to it. So then it's a long video on top.
But let me tell you this other thing, because we always want more, right? This is your best performing page. The idea of $1 a day is amplifying the thing that's whatever is doing well, I want to get more out of, right? It's so much harder to take something that's zero and try to multiply it up. I always want to start with, it's just better to multiply by a bigger number, right? Than multiply by a zero number, because okay. So here you have a 53 on the domain. You're not linking between your different pages to pass juice. Now imagine you pass juice to this page and you have the current engagement that you're getting because of this video. Imagine how much better you would be in the search results. That's a no-brainer, isn't it?
So I need to be putting links to this one or links out of this one to the other places?
Both, but mainly you need to link from your homepage or link from other related. I mean, this is so important. I would link straight from the homepage.
Okay.
Right. So I can see that this is, what is this built on? Kajabi.
Yeah, this is just Kajabi. I'm not even in nothing special.
Shit. Well, I mean, you can manually do it. I mean, I have all kinds of things to say about Kajabi, but like here, all you guys can do this as well. I mean, I prefer WordPress, but you see here how you've got blog and then these other ones. I would have a thing here like start your pressure washing business, or sorry, what was the keyword that we were ranking on? Pressure washing business. Okay. Well, we kind of want to move this one up. So I would put a link up here in the top nav called pressure washing business and link to that post. Still keep the blog link, right?
Okay.
To pass juice here, I'm trying to pass the 53 into that post, and then I would run $1 a day, all the videos and whatnot that you have. I'd run them to that particular blog post, because we know like the whole idea is getting more out of what's already winning. You've got a winning asset. Yeah, I'd run to that. I'd run to this URL all day long.
Okay.
I'd make more and more 1-minute videos. I clip components of this video. I would go into YouTube and see what are the parts of this video that people are really engaging on. And then people will, if you like this, learn more on because I've got the ultimate guide. And then they come here to this page where they can watch the rest of the video and see all the other tips you have. So multiply the heck out of this asset. And then in your lives, bring people to this one, or maybe this is just another live or, whatnot, but it's fine. For some reason, this video is kicking more ass than the other ones. And you would know why. I don't know why. You must have said something. Something must have happened in this video. There's always a reason. And then I would cross over into Facebook and Twitter to try to get the same thing. I would take this video, which is a performing asset, and I would say, hang on. Maybe it's because you're the king of pressure washing. I don't know, whatever it is. Okay. So so I would take this and I would literally, the whole point of repurposing is take something that's already working and spread it to other channels and run ads against it. Many ways to, so, start a pressure washing business. I'm using your keywords with the king of pressure washing. I spell that right?
Yeah,
Is your thing not showing up? Are you not Jason Guyman?
I'm not in Jason Guyman in Twitter, no.
What are you? Why don't you have your name?
That I don't know. I might, I think I'm King of Pressure Wash is what I think it is.
So you should have both. You're not here. Well,
No, I don't do much.
that's
in
a
Twitter
shame.
at all.
That's a missed opportunity. So I would do $1 a day on this one.
Okay.
So there, there like this. So imagine I did this. Imagine this was on your account. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys know $1 a day works on every single network, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Then I would come here. I would boost this post. You guys know how to do this, right? Choose engagement. I always choose engagement. Sometimes you can do the link click, which is website traffic. Everyone's got the option. Every social network is the option to drive engagement, which is what we're going to do 80% of the time. And then sometimes we'll do website traffic. Then I'm going to spend $1 a day. This little Zoom thing's in the way. And because they always try to screw you, never put 1.00 because sometimes you'll mess it up and it'll be 100. So always just put 1 and $7. Okay. Then I'm going to
open, Dennis. It's not
What's that?
opening on my. Can you check if the preview of the post is opening? I think it's just the link showing.
preview of what post?
The post that you just did.
Oh, I pay. Oh, is it? Let's see. What's wrong with this?
Okay, it was just not showing on my end with the preview, so maybe it's just from my end.
It just takes a second to show. Yeah, it's whatever. Okay. So we spend $1 a day. And then you said there was that other guy, Jason, who is your competitor, who like we want to siphon off that guy's audience. What's his name?
Mike Vidan.
Spell it.
Vidan, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, here he is. Mike, is that this guy or no?
Is
that him?
Nah, I would think he'd have more. No, that's not him.
Okay. But are there companies in pressure washing that, that make the manufacturers, like, who can I target? Acme Pressure Washing, there's their pressure washing industry or pressure washer. Who would be in the pressure washing industry that would be interested in this? Or actually, you're just targeting people that want to start a business. It doesn't have to be pressure washing.
Right.
But maybe like in the home services, maybe people who follow Tommy Mello, because these are all home service business people. They all want to become millionaires like him.
Yeah.
But can't even find this guy. Garage doors. Okay. But I could target who are the other people that you would follow that are in entrepreneurship? Who's in your audience? Targeting who would be your ideal audience? What
Ron
people,
Musk.
what organization?
Ron Musgrave was one in there.
This guy?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, you guys see this, right? Not everyone's going to be on Twitter, but I can target any single handle if you're here. Like even Florian is here, right? I can't even spell.
And for this, are you targeting their followers or them specifically as people?
Surname.
Yeah, I misspelled it. Yeah, I'm targeting the followers.
It's the surname first, Dennis. Abazi Florian.
Oh. Yeah, there he is. All 20 of them. Yeah. But the point is I can target these other people, right? And In this case, I would just even target myself because there's a lot of people that are starting businesses that are following me, right? But anyway, once I put in a couple people, it starts recommending all these other folks that are going to be in the same sort of industry. Lookalikes is what this is based on, right? Let's say that was the case. Then I click next. Imagine this was yours. And then I'm going to choose the post that I made, which is this one. And then I'm done. Now I've got $1 a day ad, right? You know what? Might as well boost it for the heck of it anyway, just so you can see. Okay. Look. Because there's going to be conferences and if I don't know what they are, I mean, you should. Pressure washing conferences, magazines, conferences, whatever. The pressure washing something industry. This is one. Whoever these are, PWNA.
Yeah.
You probably know who they are, and whoever these people are for pressure washing. See, I had no idea. Cleaning Equipment Trade Association. I imagine that's relevant to you, right?
Yeah. The Huge is the biggest one, probably.
The which one?
It's called the Huge Convention.
Oh, the Huge. Okay. Oh, this one. Yeah, here it is. See? So literally we would just take their stuff and I would target them on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Like this is the whole thing with targeting, right? So if we've made our 1-minute videos and then we create our audiences for targeting, if I want to make sure my relevancy is going to be super high. So if I look at the ads that I'm running, like here, what are we looking for relevancy? How do we determine whether the ad is generally working as an initial cut?
10%.
10%. Okay. So you can see here, 4%, 6%, 3%, 2%, 8% almost. Go a little further, ads from a little longer. You're going to see more, 1%, 17%. Oh, the reason why this is 17%, for those of you guys who have local service businesses, I targeted just the area where my buddy owns these restaurants, right? 16%, because I think I targeted people who follow this guy, my friend Carson, saying, hey, Carson wants a video editor. So we targeted his fans, so they care about that. Brandon, I forgot what the thing is. Was this you, Brandon? There's another Brandon, 18%. You see how it's different? Like some of these I think are going to be amazing. And then they're like 1%, 10%. I didn't even put a title on it so we could look at that. But you can see why 10% is kind of the number, 14%. So it's not unusual to get north of 10%. I often get 30% or, whatever it is all the time, right? 7%. And let's go look at the other stuff I have, for example, like me just making posts here. I'm looking at this just in general for my 10%, not just for ads. I want 10% across anything I'm doing. Look, I live and breathe this. Watch. This one here, 400 people have liked it, 100 comments. So call that 500. Am I getting it? So 500 times 10 is 5,000. Well, actually, full engagements. Yeah. So 13,000. Well, actually, we'll say 17,000. 10% of that is 1,700. I'm at 2,000. So that's like 11, 12%, right? You see how like this 10%, you see it everywhere, wherever you look. Here, yesterday, I care a lot about health. So I have a lot of doctors that follow me. Let's see how I'm doing. Is it 10%? No, it's not. So 2,600, 10%, 260, 190. I'm almost there. I'm like 7.5%, 8%. This one here, I think I'm talking about SEO or something. I'm north of 10%. These are all boostable. I have a big enough audience I can let the organic tell me, but if not, just boost it and find out, right? This one didn't do anything. Oh, because someone tagged me. So this wasn't my post. This is someone tagging me. This is my post. This is what I wish VAs would listen to. It's not going to be 10%. No, actually it is, surprisingly. But not that many people saw it. Because people are blind. They're not aware of how to overcome friction and things like how to communicate. It's not a sexy topic like making more money. But you can see I can do this on every single one of these things as I'm looking for 10%. Here's one for nonprofits. I made this, 2 days ago. I'm looking for 10%. I can boost this, right? But let's look at the organic first. 9,000. So 10% of this is, you know, drop one digit, 918. So I'm almost 15%. So don't think like 10% is a hard thing to get. I'm getting 10% organically. I'm getting 10% on the paid side. So how are you guys doing on this? Do you guys feel good about making the 1-minute videos, choosing a target that you think is going to get you 10% because of the relevancy and the engagement on that? Yeah. Okay. So I want everyone as the exercise to be posting and making your targets and just going ahead and boosting if you can. And that way we can see, like you and I might think something's good, but we just don't know. We just have to let the data tell us. So you can see I'm making stuff all the time that I think's amazing and it sucks. Yeah. And then Melissa, all the other trainings that we have here, there's everything that we're teaching here is we've done thousands and thousands of times. And there's nothing here that is like new. Well, actually, I'm showing new examples every day, but the principles we've been teaching for years and years and years, I don't think these principles will ever change. I just want you guys to see for yourselves based on your data. And you're going to see like, yep, I made 10 of these videos. One of them did a lot better. It met the 10% rule, or I had 2 or 3. Rob probably so good. He'll have 2 or 3 that make the 10% and then boost those.
Yeah,
and
I
then
get
of those that work will drive the leads. Go
I
ahead.
get the 10% on the videos once you get that to boost and post. It was the actual creating of the video of putting those together. That was the piece that I was missing. And I understood the 3, you know, you wanted 3 in each category. So
yeah,
that's where, and it doesn't have to happen during this call, but I would like feedback. So I, you know, learn what I did. How do I change it? How do I improve on it? So I can continue to make more and grow on those. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, well, let's take a look at yours real quick because you've been dutifully posting inside the group. So I appreciate you for doing that, Melissa.
And I apologize. I
you're
didn't mean
like
to
the
cut you
gym.
off right there.
No, the gym is only as good as you using the equipment, right? If you don't do that, then, you know, whatever. So let's go down to some of the ones that you have in here.
I have
Here
all
you
9 in
are.
there eventually.
Let's see.
Over and over. And it's a habit you really, really wish you didn't do. Maybe you procrastinate. Maybe you overthink things. Maybe you get caught up in analysis paralysis.
Okay, so at that point, you're already 15 seconds in, and you're suffering from what's called the rambling old man syndrome, even though you're a female. And the rambling old man syndrome is, so you started with the idea, you said, hey,
Ever catch
yourself doing the same habit over and over? So then you're starting to give too many of these reasons why. So what happens is our brain is trying to jam in as many things, and you say, and this, and also that, and this, and this, and then that makes it hard for you to continue moving with the rest of the story. So you've got to condense this down and get to the point faster, right?
Maybe you procrastinate. Maybe you overthink things. Maybe you get caught up in analysis paralysis. Does this sound familiar? If this does, I want to share with you
You don't even have to ask that question. Just go straight into it.
something that may be a benefit. I want to introduce you to Unstoppable. It's a 30-minute session with me, and we're going to explore the different ways of how we show up and how this is basically interfering you from living and being your best self. During our time together, we're going to talk about why this is happening, what can be done, and also gain some clarity on what the next steps you can do so that these self-sabotaging traps that just
So then you're already 49 seconds in, and I bet you if we looked at the watch curve, you would have lost everybody at about 5 to 10 seconds, and then you've lost, like, they're already gone. So they're not even this far in. Isn't that weird? Like I stopped on a weird face.
Worst.
Yeah. So you would say something like, the things my clients struggle the most with is being stuck in these loops. And that's why I created the Unstoppable program. Let me tell you about how it works. And blah, blah, blah. If you like this, let's hop on a call and discuss how we might work together. Right?
Nice.
Yeah. I've done this before.
That was the framework I needed, because all 3 of mine like this, I want to call them sloppy, but it was something. So it gave me something to start with to go, okay, what do we need to fix?
Melissa, this is super common because most people, they wander because they have the rambling old man syndrome because they're trying to jam in everything that they can. I see what you're trying to do. I've seen this thousands of times. This is a what bottom of funnel. You're trying to drive people into a consultation.
Mhm.
So how do you do that? You could say something like, I've spent my whole career helping clients overcome self-sabotage. And my favorite technique is called the unstoppable thing. And it's actually these 5 steps. And it helps people do this, this, and this. Maybe it's a fit for you. Want to chat, right? Something like that, right? All
Perfect.
different ways of doing that. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see what else you have. Let's look at these other ones.
Learn about the Enneagram and also learn about yourself in the process. I have an opportunity that may.
Okay, so asking a question is the double-edged sword. You can ask a question if you know the answer is yes, or it creates some deeper kind of thought. I love the Enneagram too, right? And I could say my favorite thing about the Enneagram, and then flash the whole 9, things, the whole lines that go across, is that it's because I'm an 8 with a 7 wing, and what it's taught me is that kind of thing. People are like, oh shit, it's the Enneagram. He knows about the Enneagram, whatever it is. Then you pull them in, right? So you got the whole point is the hook's the beginning. There's always 3 parts to every video. There's the hook, that's the beginning. There's the middle part where you're explaining a little something, and then there's that call to action. I'm Melissa. Hop on a call with me. Let's explore, your framework or whatever it is, right? So let's see what you have to say.
So I hold a free.
That may be of interest to you. Don't assume that they want to hear from you. Assume that everything happens for a reason, right? Don't ever cast doubt by, well, maybe you might be interested in don't, I know that sounds all polite and whatever. Don't do that. Assume the universe brought them there. Assume that they have this problem, right?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Called You Were the You. We get to work and play around with Dr. Seuss and how Dr. Seuss and the Enneagram can work hand in hand together.
I have a cool workshop for you called the blah, blah, blah. And here's how it works. And we do this and this. I think you'd really like it. Come join me.
Okay.
Okay. You see how you're like wandering around for this whole, you freaking get to the point. Come on.
And I was missing the hook, explain, call to action. So that's good for me to go redo these.
Let's see what you got here. Same thing.
It's my first one.
Maybe you're like, well, I could be this or I could be that, or I'm not really sure what's the difference.
See, you're not really sure either.
Oh, I am, but what I was just getting through having a conversation with somebody, and they're like, well, I don't know if I'm this Enneagram type or that Enneagram type, or what's the difference? And so I was thinking of where that person was coming from. And I was like,
then you tell it as a story. My friend Susan asked me what Enneagram type am I. I get this question all the time. There's 9 types and you're only one. And the way the Enneagram works is you have one, but you may have a wing. And the reason why the Enneagram is different than Myers-Briggs or whatever it is because it shows how you're able to move from growth to negative, or your integration and disintegration, or how you match up with other pairs, because the Enneagram at work, the Enneagram in relationships. And I would love to help you unlock the Enneagram for you and see what type you are. And how you might, discover what your real strengths are. Sit down with me. I've got a 15-minute process that for free, one-on-one consultation, and I'll walk you through it. This is what I do for a living. I'm Melissa, and I'd love to help you. Blah blah blah. Right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep. This is good. This gives me some frameworks to go fix and modify my other videos.
Okay. Good.
Yep. Thank you. I really much appreciate it.
All right. Does anyone else need some help? Stuck on something? You can always ask in the group. It's not, this is not the only place here. If you ask a question here, try to make it so it's worthwhile for everybody.
I have a good question, actually.
Yep.
For YouTube in-stream ads, should we structure that any different than what we're already doing for our Facebook or Instagram? Just because of the 5 seconds in-stream, should we do more of a call out? Or how would you?
Okay, yes and no. So first off, for people that are new to running ads and video, use the same ads for now. Use the same 1-minute video framework, which will generally work. If you're a pro, then I'm going to make 2 caveats for YouTube. One is that if we're running TrueView ads, which are skippable, then you're going to try to disqualify people during the first 30 seconds. And you do that by saying, hey, are you a interested in doing webinars? Are you struggling with doing this one thing? Are you this one thing? You're trying to make it very clear. This video is only for people who are doing this one thing and have this problem and are trying to hang their TVs or like, and if you're not, please skip this video, because what I'm about to tell you is how to do this, this, and this for people who have this particular problem and meet this particular criteria, right? So for TrueView, which is you'll do a 1-minute video, the first 30 seconds is to disqualify people because you're only charged when they get past 30 seconds where it's skippable. If you're running a bumper ad on YouTube, which is 6 seconds, then people have to watch that. So in that case, you're trying to capture their attention because they're gonna, that you're being charged for the view anyway. So you might as well try to explain and have a strong, either way, you're going to have a strong hook. But the thing with a TrueView ad, unlike all other ads on the internet, is people can skip you. But if you do it right, then your cost per view, because the system will optimize for the good people, is going to be 20 to 30 cents per TrueView, which you might think sounds high because our cost per TrueView through play on Facebook, 15 seconds, is probably a third or a quarter. But I would, if I had to choose between a Facebook through play at 5 cents or a TrueView at 15 or 20 cents, I take the TrueView all day long, because when people are on YouTube, they're there to watch videos. They're like, when you're on Facebook, you're there just to like see what your friends are doing and whatever, and the ads are interrupting you. But when you're on YouTube, you're there to actually, sit down while you're eating food or whatever and consume some content. So it's going to be higher relevancy on YouTube because it's a different place. But that also means the production value is higher. It also means you're running it in landscape. People expect more. So that's why I like people who are beginners at running video ads, which is really what we're talking about here. Start with cell phone, walk and talk, simple kinds of videos. Worry about production value later. YouTube is a higher expectation on production value. Okay, anyone else? Are you guys making money? Like, who's making 1-minute videos and $1 ads and seeing that it's making them money? It's booking them more clients and jobs. Brandon, you are. I'd love to hear about that. You're on mute.
Yep, sorry. Yeah, so I made a few videos and I've only posted a couple, and I can tell you that historically I've tried, to get Facebook and Instagram to quote unquote work for me. I've done different types of boosts or different types of ads and posts, and really to no success. I tried all the different, in hindsight, right? I tried to overly target. I tried to do all the things that you basically said not to do, and I never did any video. And I think over the last, I guess it's been a week now, I've posted 2 short videos only of the ones that I did to my Instagram. I did the boost there, and I think I've gotten 7 calls it is now in the last week from Facebook and Instagram.
Wow.
So I've spent like literally less than $10, and it's generated, a couple $1,000s worth of business for me.
Wow. Wow, that is fantastic. And why do you think that's working?
I listened for one, I took action for 2, but I think the biggest difference is the video more than anything. And I also think then it's, I just didn't try to overly target the boost. I just put it in like the metro area.
Exactly, just metro.
Yeah.
Because you're a local service business, so don't try to target homeowners who buy TVs from Best Buy or like whatever it is, like literally just geo. That's it. Yeah. And you're making video, which is great.
Yeah, that's huge. That
It's
was
very
the big
personal.
step. I think action is everything, but like I've been talking about video for a year and a half now. That was my goal last January 1, was to do more video, and it literally took me until 7 days ago to start making video, and it's already paying off.
But I've been watching your videos, and you're not a professional videographer with a fancy camera. Like, you're literally just using your cell phone, showing, here's the house, here's the TV, here's the thing. That's it. You're literally showing what you do in an amateur way, which I don't mean that to be insulting. That's what we actually want. Because I want to think like, oh, this Brandon guy's going to come into my house and install a TV. Like, what's it going to look like? What's it going to, like, I can see his face. He looks like somebody I would trust. right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
been
it's
great.
that simple. Yeah. In fact, if you add too much, if you look like some people that are too attractive, or they look too like stock artish, or you can tell like the lighting's perfect. Or if it's too good, then it's like, I don't really think that's the guy who would actually come and do my thing, you know? Or if you sound too good, right? So I
Yeah, I'm in
think
agreement.
you're doing everything right on. Yeah. Okay.
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you.
Thank
I
you, Brand. I'm
appreciate
glad
it.
you're here. See, look at that. Was it because you had a magic secret? No, you freaking did the thing. There's no magic. It's freaking the difference with success and not is literally doing the dang thing. That's what I'm telling Bao here, right? That's what Bao's struggle is. Like, freaking make the videos, put them out there. Don't worry about all these little details that are preventing you. Like, there's so many questions you could ask, but just freaking get it done, and then we'll talk about it. Then we have something to look at, right? All right. Cool. Anyone else have a success story? Something else they want to share? I want to see it next week. Mr. Parker, I want to see you. You're Mr. Video Webinar guy. That's like a webinar is like 61-minute videos. Should have tons of videos from you. Okay. Yeah. And if you guys ever need any help, just reach out to me, right? Reach out in the group. And if we need to schedule a one-on-one, then I'll do a one-on-one with you. Okay. But if you do a one-on-one, I want to see that you actually put in the effort to try something. So we have something to look at, right? I don't want to just theoretically talk about stuff. If you have something to look at, you've made a 1-minute video and you've boosted it, then let's do that, right? I'm going to put a little link here, and then I'm going to go run to my personal little calendar scheduling thing. And here I am. Do not share this with anyone else, okay? I'm just going to put it here. I've never shared this out publicly before. This link I'm putting here into the chat. Grab it. This is booking one-on-one time with me. All right. But book it only if you've made your videos and boosted them on whatever channel. I don't care if it's YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. I don't care. You've boosted some posts and we have some data to review. You want to and ideally you have, 5 or 6 or more of them. If you have just like one of them, that's like not enough data. I want to compare against many of the things that you have. The whole point of $1 a day is I want to see you do it. And then the optimization analysis happens after you've done it. Like I see a lot. We've taught this course for 15, 16 years. The biggest mistake I see is people who buy the course or program, but then they never get around to doing it because they just have so many questions that just like whatever, or they want to schedule one-on-ones with me, but like we have nothing to look at. We need something to look at, right? So feel free to use that link, but make sure you've done something with it. So we have data to look at. And ideally, you have some kind of conversion tracking, but you don't have to have call tracking. Like I'm sure Brandon just anecdotally can tell that people are commenting or messaging him back, or, when you're a small business, you don't need to have all the like call rail and, UTM parameters and that kind of thing. Okay, cool. Last words, thoughts, questions, comments? All
Dennis?
good? Yes.
Yes, I think some of the members are looking forward to your discussion about Google Grants. But
Shoot, I forgot to mention Google Grants. You know what? Let's do that one real quick. Yeah. All right. So Google Grants is, let me share my screen. This is so important for all of us. So we started doing this 15 years ago, and we're doing webinars together with Google. And Google Grants gives nonprofits, if you're a 501c3, $10,000 a month of Google money. It doesn't work on display or search. It works only on Google Search Network. And we started doing it 17 years ago. Yeah, because we did it for Grameen Foundation, which Dr. Yunus won a Nobel Prize. They're the largest player in microfinance. We were spending $50,000 a month of their grant because we got the $10,000 lifted. If you max out the $10,000 3 months in a row, then you can apply to get more. Usually you're going to apply more during, fundraising during Q4. That's when people have their holiday campaigns and their charity gala, silent auction, 5K, that kind of thing. All of us are probably involved with some nonprofit that we know. It's either on our nonprofit, it's a friend's nonprofit. Like everyone I know is involved with like 3 or 4 nonprofits, but all of them, those nonprofits are all horribly optimized because, nonprofits that are run by people who are volunteers and they're not technology oriented. So we created a process that helps all of us be able to win at Google Grants because we already know what the biggest problems are. We've taught these webinars with Google. And let me walk you through this process, how this works. Okay, there's 10 steps here. Now, first off, I think 5% or 6% of nonprofits spend more than $1,000 of their $10,000 grant. And the reason why is they don't have enough content. They can't meet the 3 quality score. They're not getting a 5% CTR, which was the minimum. Google raised the maximum bid from $1 CPC to a $2 CPC. So now we can go against more traffic, but even still, they're not able to get the thing working. So here's what you do. It's going to sound very familiar. You start by having the nonprofit make 1-minute videos. Okay. Or actually, let's just start here. Digital plumbing, which is the tracking of donations, advocacy, that kind of thing. So we start with 1-minute videos, and the 1-minute videos could be of the different of the executive director, of the different people that are involved, of the people that are being helped, the children with cancer, whatever it might be. And those 1-minute videos we then turn into posts, blog posts here. It could be, well-known celebrities that are donating. It could be other people that are involved. It could be all these like meaningful success stories. Like our friend Mark Horvath has the Google grants on his thing, which is Invisible People. He's got a homeless charity. I talk to him like 5 times a day. Look, literally prove it here. See, Mark Horvath. He's one of my favorite clients. And you can see Invisible People.tv. He's talking about homelessness, talking about advocacy, talking about stories, talking about each of these particular people and their particular story. And we can talk about different topics, housing, the camps, and, what the different rules are. I think there's all the different news, right? Every one of these things can be a post that we can boost. But the way we boost it is we have to find an associated keyword in search. Now, nonprofits don't spend the money because they're searching on the most narrow term. So that term might be, pet. Like there's one, I forgot what it was called in Phoenix that we work with, where like these pets, when like women, they leave, they're like battered women and they have to go to a shelter because they got beaten up, and their pets then go to the shelter. But by the time these women get out, then the pets are like euthanized or whatever. So these pets are able to be housed and then be reunited with these women after they had their thing, after they had their treatment. So we had, who is this celebrity? Mariah Carey or one of them talk about this. So then we could run against Mariah Carey. We could run against, pet related terms. But if you run against the narrow term of, pet housing for battered women, that there's like 5 people per month that are searching on that. So you're never going to spend your grant. So the thing that limits your ability to spend money on the grant is that you don't have the content on a wide enough keyword that you can bid on. Remember here on the keywords here in the red, Google Grants is all based on the search keyword. It's not, you can't run display. You can't run YouTube ads. It's all based on search, not even search partners. It's just straight up Google search. So the literal thing that you have, the name of the charity and whatever, like you're going to spend like $20 out of the 10,000. Branded allows you to go a little further. Branded is your name, the names of these other people, but Google changed the rules so it can only be branded terms that you own. So you got to be careful with that. But I think celebrity is the best one, because if you have a celebrity that's involved in your thing and they were at your gala event and they made a contribution or whatever it is, you can make a blog post out of that, transcribe it, and then target their name. But then your ad over here has to be, the content here has to be interesting enough that it says, see why Mariah Carey, see what charity she believes in. So it's kind of like clickbaity to bring people in, right? And then you have broader topics. So this is why you have like this topic wheel. So if you do this and you expand the thing is, if you want to expand the number of keywords you can go against, you need more content. So it's not that you need more keywords. It's that you don't have enough content that can allow us to open up more keywords to spend on. So to be able to get closer to the 10,000 a month, which we have as a cap, the 1-minute videos creates more posts, which allows us to bid on a broader set of keywords. Does that make sense? So if you want to leverage relationships you have with nonprofits, A, because you want to help that nonprofit because you believe in it, but B, because you make a blog post or you make a 1-minute video about why you love that nonprofit, you can then use part of their Google Grants money to run to that blog post about how you like working with that nonprofit. So it's good for you and it's good for them. Here's the 10-step process broken out, right? You can spend 1,000 of that 10,000 promoting your blog post and whatnot. But Google changed the rules where it's only in the geography unless it's a national nonprofit. So it's not as good as it used to be. But if you're a local business and that nonprofit is local, you can definitely geo-target. But you still have to run to a keyword that's relevant, because if you don't have a 5% CTR, that's why I like the celebrity angle, or someone who's well-known, or some building that's well-known, or some other organization that's well-known that has enough traffic that will still get the 5% because of relevancy. Then you're in good shape. So that's what it is about Google Grants. Okay. Leverage that. That's free money from Google. You can help the nonprofit, help yourself too. And we'll help you. Okay. Awesome. You guys are amazing. I want to catch you guys in the group. See your 1-minute video, see your boost, book time with me once you have this thing going. Catch you guys in the group and catch you next week.